You alright, everyone? Just making another reaction video here to Buttface Butterfield this time. Something about the insane world of fattok, which I'm guessing is fat people TikToks, I'm guessing. And I have some very strong opinions on weight things, so this will be interesting.
I don't know if you're familiar with fattok, but by the end of this video, you are going to be an absolute expert in it. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into a compilation of the largest and most in chargest individuals on TikTok. This video is going to upset you. It's going to make you physically...
By the way, Isaac Butterfield is an Australian comedian. If you do want to watch his YouTubes, they're on his videos. They're on YouTube. Just search... Butterfield or Isaac Butterfield. He can be a bit of a dick, but he's usually right, to be fair. He's just a dick about it.
ill, and I, for one, am very excited about it. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go any further, come and see me in America. I'm going to be in...
I'm not being funny, right? You will see my face visibly get disgusted by a lot of people in this video. I know it sounds hateful, but I do find extremely overweight people disgusting. Not because they're disgustingly overweight. It's because to get to that position, you'd have to do like no exercise at all. Like fucking go and sit in the gym on your phone or something. Like, you know, I don't care if someone's overweight or fat, but when you're like morbidly obese, when you've got like more rolls than a fucking Greg's like that. No.
LA at the Hollywood Improv. I'm going to be at the Vulcan in Austin, and I'm going to be at Stand Up New York in New York City. There's going to be more jets if you enjoy attend, and you can get well done me, go me, yeah.
Guys will pay me to poo on their chest.
How many clients do you have?
I have like 3 like regulars.
Fucking
yeah, there's some awful men out there. Some awful men out there.
pardon? That's an impressive way to start a video. This just proves a few things.
Hey, credit to her. I definitely couldn't make money from taking turds on people's chests. Not as far as I'm aware. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't think so. So, fair play. It's still disgusting. But... fucking adverts. Not buying premium. Fuck off. Someone can pay for premium for me.
She's gross. Social media is gross. People are too open, and that's gross. And dudes are real gross. Like, that's fucking... Who wants to be shat on? Why is that?
There's a guy called... Am I going to get a defamation case for this? Possibly. I am from a city in the northeast of England called Newcastle, where the Geordies live. Home of the Geordies. The home of the Geordie people. Geordie land. And you might have heard of a YouTuber called the True Geordie Podcast. I've heard a rumour he likes getting shat on, but you hear lots of stuff in the town, so I don't know if that's true, and I'm sorry if it's not true, mate, but I heard you like getting shit on the chest, alright? Just saying, alright?
That a thing? What has happened to you in your youth where your sexual fantasy is being shit on by a giant person? Let's find out more.
How much per turd?
I'd say like a 200. Sometimes they make me stay like over the weekend. I shit on them every time I have to go.
Pretty good cash in a cost of living crisis. You know, you don't want to be just doing those shits at home. You're literally flushing money down the toilet. Like and subscribe.
When I have the runs, like they like to get shit on when I have the runs, like diarrhea. Well, I don't have a problem shitting.
That can't be good for you.
On people because I went to jail, so like you have to
people?
shit in front of people when you're in a cell. So
Okay, so if you go to jail, you're happy to shit on people. Shout out to all my felons out there. Shout out to all my jailbirds. Is that true?
It's men like this that make us all look bad, honestly. Like, there's literally 3 men paying for this woman to shit on them. Like, what the fuck, lads? Come on, sort it out.
I went to jail for pepper spraying someone.
Why'd you pepper spray him?
Because she was trying to fight me, and I don't fight because that's ratchet, and I'm like a grown woman.
Is that it?
Pepper spraying someone is self-defense. That's like you've used a weapon to defend yourself. You didn't physically punch them, but... What?
I don't know, it just sort of stopped. But anyway, I've seen another video about this. I should have saved it. Well, I shouldn't have. I don't want that on my phone. Of a lady saying that this guy pays her to stay the night before and she eats a big meal of like Indian food and then does this. There's some fucked up dudes out there, okay? And when I say this, I mean this with respect, gentlemen. All men.
Fuck the respect. Fuck. They don't. If you're paying a woman to shit on you, I do not respect you. I do not respect you in the slightest. In fact, I think you need fucking help. You need mental health help. You need to never go on porn again. You need to stop fucking paying women to shit on you. And you need to try and act like a normal human being. What is wrong with people?
And are horrible pieces of shit. And just some of us choose to.
Thing is, though, Isaac, right? He's right. The fact of the matter is, lads, not all of us are decent, hard-working men. And even those that are capable of making mistakes. They could get something wrong on a night out and punch someone and accidentally murder them. And the kid didn't even do anything wrong. They were just drunk and got the wrong side of the story. And they've just punched this kid to death. Like, men will make mistakes. But there's a difference between trying to be a decent, honest man and making an honest mistake and paying women to shit on you. Like, come on. Like, why would women ever have to get a job and, like, act like a decent, normal adult if they could make more money by just, like, defecating on a male? Like, what is...
To get shat on by chicks who we pay $200 to do it. There is not a shower made hot enough to fucking clean that off. Gross.
100%.
I know this lady. I know who she is. This is a lady. She has a page called Fattok and Kaleidoscope News. She's very... just listen to her. You'll understand. Here she is being upset about people using a filter on Snapchat or TikTok or something that makes you look larger.
So there is a new trend on TikTok, and it is where people are sharing photos of themselves with a chubby filter. This is where we're at in 2025.
This is where we're at in 2025. People are looking fatter in photos.
I am so sick of having this conversation again and again.
You fucking
Why is
sook.
it do you people
Shut up.
fear fatness so damn much?
We don't fear fatness. We just know that it's unhealthy to be fat. It'll cause you an early death via either heart attack, diabetes, stroke, heart disease, various issues. You will live half of the life you should have lived if you live your life as a fat person. You will be unhealthy. You will not feel as good every day. You will literally live every single day less happy because you're fat. Because it weighs you down. Literally weighs you down. A hotter day is hotter. The only decent thing about being fat is it's not as cold when it's cold. Apart from that, there's no positive to it. There's no positive to it. How is having a shorter life a good thing? It's not. Being fat is no different to smoking. It's an unhealthy thing. It's no different. But women in America are convinced that people who have an issue with people who are being too overweight are fat phobic. Because it's the only way they learn to cope with it is these silly little boxes they put you in. So if you say something nasty about some women, you're a misogynist. If you say something nasty about a non-white person and you're white, oh, well, you're a white supremacist, aren't you?
What do you mean, you people?
Okay, why is...
She means us normal people who are healthy and not, like, requiring 2 seats on an aeroplane.
my body, my weight, my size
think people
up
just
for
have an laugh,
conversation
babe. Chill
all
out.
the time? Why is it your greatest nightmare to look like me?
Shut up.
Why is fatness deemed to be the worst thing?
Because you make it your entire personality.
Yeah.
Everything about you is about your weight.
Yeah.
That is why people bring it up, because
Yeah.
you bring it up first.
Yeah.
If you never talked about it, we'd probably all be nice and polite and kind and not talk about it. But no, your page is called Fattok. What do you think we're going to talk about, mate?
Anyone could ever...
Like, if I made a profile on Facebook called The Schizo King and then started complaining that people were calling me a schizo, like, it wouldn't work, would it? It just wouldn't work.
possibly be. I'm getting so sick of this and the blatant anti-fatness in today's society. It is... it's so hurtful.
My whole problem with any of these people is that they constantly project how wonderful it is to be obese and you should stay that way, and that is not a healthy way.
People really need to start using words correctly, because she might be fat, but she's not obese. Like, obese would be like fat. Like, you're so fat that you're no longer fat, you're obese. Like, people need to use the correct terminology here, because there's nothing wrong with being slightly overweight and fat. There's lots of bodybuilders who get a bit chubby and a bit fat so that they can turn all that fat into muscle. Actors will do it for different roles in movies and then lose the weight. That's fine. It's not healthy to be fat, but it's nothing really wrong with it. It's obesity that is the problem. The fattest of the fattest used to be, like, only possible if you couldn't get out of your bed because you lost your legs and, you know, you couldn't walk and stuff. Now we've got people who are perfectly capable of running, walking and exercising, but never do, and get to the point because they order food in, never cook for themselves, get taxis everywhere. They get to the point where they're so fat they can no longer exercise. And then they think the world needs to change for them, not they need to change. And they'll end up living a very short life. A doctor, even if they wanted to save their life, has a lower chance of saving their life because the surgery is more likely to kill them if they're obese. So if you're obese, you're less likely to survive surgery, you'll have a lower lifespan. Your children, their parent will die sooner. Your child, if you grow up as obese, will think it's okay to be obese. It's not okay to be obese. It's okay to be overweight. It's okay to be fat. But it is not okay to be obese. I'm sorry, it's not. It's unhealthy.
Live, that is all I'm saying. I'm not calling anyone a fat pedo or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. Just try and just drop some kegs. That's all we're saying. Okay, we've got a copyright fucking music there, so we're going to turn that off. But this is a lady, this is a trend, right, where people tell you things and they go, this, and this. All right, so anti-fatness is rooted in anti-blackness. Anti-fatness is rooted in anti-blackness. And guess what the third one says? Anti-fatness is rooted in anti-blackness. What this person here...
No, it's not. People used to call Henry VIII a very fat king. And he wasn't black. It was because he was fat. And he got fat because he had a sports injury during a fucking... What's them horse... The horse thing where they charge at each other with a pole. And then they hit each other with a big pole. Can't remember the name. He got injured in one of them and was never able to exercise correctly again, so got fat. Quick short story for you. My brother used to be quite athletic. Played rugby, played tennis, played golf. Until he ripped the ligaments in his knee, got an injury, stopped doing exercise, got fat. My sister used to only be slightly overweight until she ran over a hurdle backwards on sports day and fucked her ankle, stopped doing sports, became obese. Now, both my older twin brother and sister are very obese, overweight. Well, maybe they've lost weight since I've seen them. And it's because they don't do any fucking exercise. Like, honestly, they'd get a bus to the back door if there was a service.
He was saying as they go, this, is that you really need to learn that the only reason that anyone is fatphobic at all is because people don't like black people. Yes, that's right. It's racism, not just people don't like...
I like black people. Eddie Murphy. Need I say more? There is a lot, to be fair. Do you know who my favourite black person is of recent years? Because Eddie Murphy's quite an old one. Terry Crews has to be up there, right? Like, Terry Crews, not just white chicks. Even if you take white chicks out of it, just Terry Crews, just hilarious. Like, and then you've got the Kyle family. I used to love the Kyle family. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know. But the Kyle family, Michael Kyle, the Wayne brothers, fucking hilarious, man. Like, just because I don't like obese people being obese doesn't mean I have a problem with them as a person. Like, I just want them to lose weight. So what?
Seeing other people out there flaunt the fact. And this is the thing, we must remember this. This isn't attacking fat people, people who are obese. We are attacking people who are promoting obesity, okay? Remember that. That is very important, and I need to preface that shit before I make these videos. Even though it is obviously clear, I really should say that. But this is I'm a Shantus who's saying, and I don't know if that's your name. I'm a Shantus. Is that your fucking name? A licensed therapist. You Ashantis Jones. That's a terrible name. This is your reminder that anti-fat bias is rooted in anti-blackness, and you can argue with someone else about how you disagree, or you can open Fearing the Black Body by Dr. Sabrina Strings. Well, fucking... I was going to say that you can have that on Patreon. This whole thing is ridiculous. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. What are you suggesting? That being skinny or fit or smaller than giant people is a white culture thing? Is that what you're trying to get across here? Because for me, that sounds fucking ridiculous, mate.
I think what it boils down to is because, I might get in trouble for saying this, fucking hell. African people, or people of African heritage or African genetics, or people who are very dark-skinned or black from dark-skinned and black countries, tend to have higher water retention. So they retain more water than us white folk, right? And that's because in the most hottest places on earth, like Africa, there's not a lot of water. So when they consume the water, their body holds on to more of it because it's rare. Whereas in my country, water's everywhere. It's everywhere. We've got loads of it. It never runs out. You'll never run out of water in England, okay? Maybe in a million years. So we don't retain the water we drink as much as black people, which is why most black people have bigger asses, because they've got more water retention. And as my dad used to say to me, life's not fair, and neither is a black man's arse, which I never understood, but it must be because men who are black have better arses than men who are white. The same as it's assumed that black females have better arses than white women, which is why a lot of white women got paid to get buttock implants. What's they called? I can't remember what it's called. Where they basically got their arse to look like a black person's arse, specifically, even though they're white. That's why they did that. Women have these things where, because of certain things they don't understand, they'll try and apply anything that they think fits. So this female's like, oh yeah, it must be because they're racist. It's not because we're racist. I want you to live a longer life. Like, how is me wanting someone to live a longer life and their children's parent live a longer life make me fat phobic? I mean, are you serious? And that makes me racist, does it? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Mate, absolutely ridiculous.
You will have to go through me.
Quite easy to go through you. Just fucking put my foot behind you and push you. You'd fall over. Got no balance. Well, good centre of gravity, I suppose.
You'll have to go.
You can't erase us.
What is this?
Nobody's trying to erase you. What is this?
Okay. So obviously we have a larger trans couple, I think. And this this is their page. It's called That One Couple Who Walks. Interesting. Now, I've seen these guys.
At least they walk, but they clearly don't walk a lot. See the size of them.
Before. Marilyn and Maddie, wife duo sharing love life. Beautiful. Good stuff. Maddie is trans, we're queer. Oh, so the lady is a lady. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think that was a male who had transitioned. I thought it was a female. Whereas that's clearly a male who is taking advantage of her insecurity for whatever purpose and self-gratification. I hope it's a happy relationship, but...
They are followed by some very interesting people. I would like to show you who they're followed by right now. And that is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan follows that couple who walks. So I love that.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Little claim to fame for them. It's good that they walk. Do you know what it is? I don't care that they're trans. I don't care that they're obese. The fact that they do walking, I think, is really good. I don't think they walk enough due to their size, but I could be wrong. might have medical problems.
Okay, so these guys just film content with them walking. I think that's what they do. Anyway, you'll have to go through me. You can't erase us.
Nobody's trying to erase you. You fucking live your life. Do what you want to do. But you'd probably be happier if you lost some weight. And I don't know. When you get to her age, to be honest, weight is very difficult because the only people who I don't care about being really obese are old people, because you get to the point in life where you're so old you can't go running. You know, you can't go play a game of tennis every day. You can't go swimming every day. Like, you know, if you get up wrong, you'll break your back. So it's normal that the elderly could be in this position. But if you're in this position and elderly, you're putting yourself in a bad position. And you should try and change it. I know you don't have to. Do what the fuck you want, but you should try.
I don't want to be an absolute dick, but I agree with the top comment with 15,000 likes. No one's getting through that. That's you need some bunker.
I'd get through that. Easy. What are you on about? Fucking boosh to the shoulder. Straight down. You having a laugh?
A bustin' sort of surface-to-air missile to get through that fucking fupa. Okay, we got a lady with... What? Sheen? Is that real? Is that a real thing? Oh my god, we can't play the music because it's...
Is she identifying herself as a hoe? Which is, in English, is a prostitute. Like, what?
Copyright, but I hate fat hoes is a t-shirt. I wonder if this is actually a t-shirt. There's a lot of them. AliExpress, Redbubble's got them. Amazon seems to have them too. I hate fat hoes. You can get that in pink. You can also get it in women's plus size. A 6X pink I hate fat hoes t-shirt is what I think we all need, to be frank.
Yeah.
Is that anti-blackness to say that you hate fat hoes?
No.
Why does it have to be a black t-shirt? That's what I'm asking.
That is fatphobic, though. To say you hate fat hoes is fatphobic. Because the word hate. If it was don't like, it wouldn't be. But hate, it makes it fatphobic, actually.
Gene. Oh my good God, ladies and... fuck me, dead. Okay, obviously I have to blur this out. I can show it on Patreon, but BBW Clio Lin X Reels. So this is just like a day in the life vlog of a big... I'm going to go out on a limb and say they might have some XY chromosomes. Oh, they're coming back for more. That is horrific. Okay, so what they're doing basically is exposing their box and dice in their... and they're going back for more, getting more shit. This is what people post on the fucking internet. Okay, so what is this person doing? When I struggle with housework, I try to remind myself of how badly I wanted to be where I am now. Where are you now? Okay, I need to look into... This is more just bending over.
I can't
Maybe
watch
it is
it.
a woman. I don't know.
It's blacked out. I just still can't watch it.
Plus size model, fat liberation, taken... ADHD, generalized anxiety disorder.
As soon as I see a nose ring, I just instantly, boop, insecure female, boop, insecure.
MDD, don't know what that is,
Instantly.
and borderline personality disorder.
Why not find trusted pet?
She's got less mental health problems than me, but she's close. Fucking close.
Fucking got everything. This is...
She definitely doesn't have everything, mate. Trust me. She's not autistic. She's not got schizophrenia. But bipolar, ADHD, dyslexia, yeah, depression.
This is what it feels like to be 30. They're playing music again. I can't play it. It feels crazy to be 30. Listen, good on ya and stuff, but this is fucking... Okay, so this is just a person that just jams himself on the internet, right? So they've got an OnlyFans, obviously. That's what I'm going to... Yeah, OnlyFans. If we go on Twitter, I bet there's complete... This account doesn't exist on Twitter anymore.
Deleted.
Wow. Maybe it was taken down because it went against the... it went against human decency. I need like a fucking... to get the taste out of my mouth there. That was... okay, what do we got here? Propaganda not to fall for. This is another great trend that's happening at the moment. People are putting up all the things they're not falling for. Okay, so this person...
Okay, well, I can see the first one is health as a moral... What was it? Health as a moral accomplishment. It is a moral accomplishment. If you were 20 stone and you lost 5 stone and were 15 stone, that is a moral accomplishment because you improved your health. You did the right thing for your body and for those you care about and who care about you. So it was the moral right thing to do. So it was a moral accomplishment. Next one. Body size is an indicator of health. 90% of the time it's correct. The fattest one is the slowest one in the race. The thinnest one is not able to lift as much as the one with the most muscle. The tallest one can reach things the shortest one can't. BMI is averages. It's a basis. It's not a fucking... It's not a rule book. It's a guideline. Calories in, calories out. Yeah, if you weren't fat and you had healthier bodies and more muscle, your body would actually burn more calories each day without doing anything, and it takes more calories to run and keep those muscles healthy. So you just generally burn more calories if you're healthier than if you're fat. So you do more calorie burning by being healthier than if you're fat. You literally have to do less exercise if you're already healthy, don't you? So, before and after photos, yeah, I was 14 and a half stone, give or take. Had pyramid tits. You know, my chest literally looks like there was 2 pyramids of Giza just here. So, I literally trained every day. I didn't change what I ate. I ate more. I ate more chocolate, more cake, more yogurts, more crisps. I ate more everything. But I exercised 4 times more. 4 times more walking, 4 times more press-ups, 4 times... everything. 4 times more than I would normally do. And I lost the weight. Now I'm like... probably 11 and a half, 12 stone. It's only 2.5 stone. But I now have pecs instead of pyramid tits. I now have 6-pack instead of a beer belly. And I no longer have a weight problem. And I don't get too hot in the sun. I can actually handle the sunshine. I don't chafe. And I don't get out of breath from walking for a short period of time. It's better. So, I then did the before and after photos to show what I had done. Weight release, I don't know what that means. Losing weight then shaming fat people. I shamed fat people before I was fat, and when I was fat, and after I lost it. Right? The same as people shame me for being too skinny. So if I could be shamed for being too skinny, you could be shamed for being too fat. If you don't like it, defend skinny people. Then I'll defend fat people. Glorifying obesity is definitely the worst thing on the planet. Apart from, like, I don't know. But an obese human to me isn't a human. They're just not a human because they can't run, they can't climb, like, they couldn't fight. What are they going to do? Just sit there and whinge about how hard life is because the world's not allowing doors to be bigger for them. Or seats should be wider. Pies should be bigger. Fuck off! I agree that fatness is personal failure. The end there. I was only fat because I didn't do enough exercise and got myself into a bit of a state. It was my responsibility, although there was reasons for it, medical reasons. It was still on me.
Another great trend that's happening at the moment. People are putting up all the things they're not falling for. Okay, so this person's not falling for health as a moral accomplishment, although it is difficult to obtain really good health, so maybe you should be proud of that. Body size is an indicator of health. Usually it's got something to do with it. The BMI, okay, the BMI is not perfect, but it is usually a good idea. It's a good general sort of understanding of whether or not you're extremely unhealthy or slightly healthy. Calories in versus calories out. Yeah, that's something not to fall for. Dickhead. Thermodynamics doesn't work for everybody, apparently. Before and after photos. Yeah, okay. Weight release. I don't know what that is. Losing weight and then shaming fat people. Oh, interesting. Glorifying obesity. She's not falling for that propaganda, okay? Whatever that means. No excuses. Yeah, that's propaganda. People telling you there's no excuses. It sounds like your entire life is fucking excuses. Fatness as a personal failure. Ladies and gentlemen, this post would have been liked by so many people, and so many people would have fallen into this trap, and this is why I have an issue with this entire movement. is you are trapping people. You are keeping people held. Like, it's like you're taking people down with you, like you're drowning and you're bringing people down with you. It is negative, it is not good, and it is definitely not healthy, and it's going to end your life at an earlier point than it should. And that is bad. That is awful. No one should have their life ended because of an illness that they can prevent. It's the same with people who are like, if someone was going out there and saying, hey, listen, I smoke 20 cigarettes a day, but I'm not falling for this propaganda that it causes cancer. Well, maybe you should. And maybe you shouldn't encourage other people to think that way. That's ridiculous.
Sometimes I go months without shaving, and I'm not ashamed of that.
You
I'm really not.
fucking should be. Oh, no.
Oh, natural, babe.
There's nothing natural
All
about
natural.
that. That's a real goddamn shame, and let me tell you that.
I like how I have crusty mascara on one eye.
This is what you're posting?
I'm gross, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
What is this person thinking? She looks like she is itchy, like there is yeast. I can hear the yeast in the background of this video here. I know you can hear that ambient noise. It sounds like just regular background noise. No, that is yeast having a party because they are happy because there is so much fucking sugar to feed on that's just dripping off this lake. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The point being, and this is what's crazy, is without that...
But by the way, I would like to point out that smoking, like Isaac Butterfield said, is actually no different to being fat. It's unhealthy, you're going to die young, you're just hurting yourself, and you should stop. And I am trying to stop. I go to addiction therapy meetings, so I understand the irony of having a problem with an unhealthy habit of another human when I myself have an unhealthy habit, but I'm trying to fix it, and I recognise it as unhealthy, and I'm trying to sort it out. So, don't worry, I know.
Like, really, really fit. She's got a six-pack, but as soon as you grow body hair, you look like a disgusting, horrible... I don't mean that. Well, no, she's not great, but maybe I do mean it. Who knows? All jokes.
Isaac.
All jokes. Let's read her caption. Having body hair
Fucking
is completely
hairier than me,
natural
man.
and normal. Yes, it is. It's also gross on ladies. Not everyone likes it. Correct. And that's the beauty in having the freedom to make your own choices. Yes, you absolutely. But I also have the freedom to say whatever the fuck I want about it. I do it sometimes because it's what I want to do. Okay, we get it. You're not doing it for men. You're not doing anything for men.
I'm gross, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
I'm gross and I'm not a...
Why choose not to be gross? If she lost all that weight, sorted her hair out, actually, like, put some reasonable clothes on, like, she'd probably be alright. Why accept being the worst version of yourself when you could be the best? Why?
Afraid to admit it. What are you doing? Oh, so she's lost 44 pounds? Well done.
Ah, good on you, lass. Good on you. Well done.
That's awesome. Eating what I want with a calorie deficit and exercise. So you're not eating what you want. You're controlling it to some extent. She looks like she's having fun. That's great. I had to cut out about 4.
The fact that she's trying to lose weight shows she's actually recognising the problem and dealing with it. Just like I recognise I have a smoking problem and I'm trying to deal with it. That's good. That's positive. That means she's trying. That's all that matters, isn't it? Rome was not built in a day.
Things I said then. So, sorry.
Yeah, Isaac, you bellend. What a prick. See, I can say that because I don't care about the algorithm. Because I don't get enough numbers anyway. Doesn't really matter to me. I can say what the fuck I want. YouTube would take it down, I'll just repost it.
Okay. We've got a long one here to read, not a big one. I probably shouldn't eat today. I'm already too big. So this is her inner thought.
She's trying to get attention from men, probably OnlyFans, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Okay, let's see what she has to say. Too big. Your brain needs 300 calories a day to think. Your pants are unbuttoned. I know what you're going to say through this whole video. You're going to go through and talk about all the calories that your body needs just to live every single day. Here's the great thing about the human body. When we eat too many calories, we store those calories for later. Did you know that? Did you know that they are there for when you need them? On days where you have to think a lot, maybe you burn 400 calories, maybe you read a tough book. You know where we store those calories? We store them as fat. And I'm not putting shit on you here, lady, but you have a lot of thinking to do. Just saying. So yeah, so to eat, and then your lungs need 200 calories to breathe, so we better eat some more, and then 500, hang on, go back, what was that? 500 calories a day. Hang on a second. Your bones need 13 calories a day just to exist. Okay. And 100 calories a day just to see.
No mention of the calcium and vitamin D, you know. No mention of that your bones need. No mention of the water your kidney needs. Just calorie focused here. was just focusing on the calories.
400 calories to keep you... I don't know. What does that add up to? How many calories is that a day? Producer Connor, please, add them up. I'm going to call bullshit on a lot of that. If anyone's a bit of an exercise scientist, please let me know. The fact...
I'm not an exercise scientist, but off memory, the average male burns about 2,500 calories a day, 2,400. The average female, maybe 2,000, 2,200 at the most, 1,800 at the least. So, no, that seems wrong by a few hundred.
The fact of the matter remains, though, lady, is you are overweight, you have calories to burn, consider burning them. This is...
Yeah, but she's overweight, sure, but she's not, like, morbidly obese. Like, you don't need a crane to get her out of her bedroom. She can still go to a restaurant and eat a fucking massive plate full of food, can't she? So she might be overweight, but she's not, like, morbidly obese, is she?
Michelle Julia Talalalala, it's a strange thing how being in a bigger body... No, you're not in a bigger body. You are a bigger body, you fuck. Makes people feel obliged to tell you that you don't deserve to eat. No, you do deserve to eat. Definitely. You just need to make better choices and eat less. But let this be your reminder. No matter your size, your body needs fuel. Agreed to an extent. There are very many stories, though, of people who are basically fast for a very long time and they keep up their vitamins and keep in contact with their doctor. And I'm not suggesting anyone do this, obviously. Don't do this, in fact. Do not do it. But people have been able to just live off their body fat, which is really, really great. And apparently it's a good way to lose weight. I don't know.
Starvation is a very effective way at losing weight, but it is not a safe way to lose weight. Not safe at all. You're better off doing exercise and eating healthy to lose weight if you want to do it rapidly. If you're happy to do it slowly, eat whatever the fuck you want and do shitloads of exercise, and you'll lose weight.
I would never do that, and you shouldn't either. But apparently some people have. So, interesting, right? This isn't the hashtags that she uses, self-love and self-care. This is abusing your body, and you're looking for people's pity to make you feel okay about it, and that's just a bit sad. But of course she is, and if you go through her Instagram, this is just another one of these people that makes content about being large, and that's how she's developed a following, and that's what she will continue to do.
It'll all work out. It's only politics. And what is
Okay,
that
hang
got
on.
to do?
When you mention how the rise of weight loss is a symptom of fascism to your friend who goes to Slimming World, what the fuck does all that mean?
It means she didn't like that her friend laughed at her for saying it, so now she's trying to get people on the internet to agree with her by making this little show about it.
I posted this the other day on an app a couple of days
I speak womanese.
ago, and oof, the people missed the points. Let me clarify. Weight loss is not fascist. When you mention how weight loss is a symptom of fascism. Okay, but weight loss is not fascism. We all paying attention? But the cult-like movement is a symptom of rampant conservative values. Then what is your cult a part of? What is it a symptom of? Answer me that. She goes on to talk about this guy, Ashton Hall, when he's running and moving around. But what
He makes me look fucking weak, man. Look at the strength of that dude. Fuck, I wouldn't want to... Well, I'd give him a good fight. He'd probably win, but I'd give him a fight.
she's really interested is how eating disorder weight loss is technically an alt-right pipeline for women. This idea of clean beauty, clean health, and a clean body is eugenics 101. White, able-bodied, straight women who are not eating properly and telling you they are eating properly. Fuck me dead. This is the most... Like, you are just such a weak person if you think...
Pure cope.
Like this. You are, that is crazy. No, this is not straight white women who are fit eating less than they should. Okay, don't get me wrong. Obviously, some models out there and stuff, they're eating way too few calories. But a lot of ladies out there who are looking quite fit and looking healthy are eating just the right amount of calories. Or perhaps they're in a cutting stage and you've missed out on their growth stage where they looked a little bit bigger or a tiny bit bigger. Maybe they're eating extra 200 calories a day to try and put on a bit of muscle. Because that's what you should be doing, right? If you're trying to put on size, you should be eating maybe 200-300 calories more a day, not 500, 600, 700, 800 fucking calories extra per day. That will get you to a point where you have too much body fat. This is why I have and still have these love handles, if you want to call them that, these big fucking childbearing hips of mine. Because I was a fat kid, right? Growing up, I have all these fat cells right there on my.
Ha ha! Isaac was a fatty. Ha ha! Sorry, I had to do that. He's a comedian. He can handle it. It's fine.
hips. And so even when I was at my leanest, I got down to about 94 kilos, probably about 3 or 4, 5, 6 years ago now, probably actually. And I don't know if I would have been 13 or 14% body fat, but I still had these love handles. So this is what happens to your body. It expands. The fat cells expand and makes it harder. So the bigger you get, the harder it is going to be for you to get smaller, to look healthy, to be healthy. Don't fall for this shit. It lies. It is bullshit. She finishes her post with, do you think the weight loss movement has gotten out of hand? No, but whatever this fucking movement is that you're a part of is way out of hand. Okay, another one with fucking copyright music. Fat's not a bad word.
No, it's
you
not.
are worthy, you are accepted. That is absolutely fantastic to see. Very brave, very good, wonderful, fantastic. Congratulations, lady. I guarantee...
I'm sure walking through the middle of a high street with nobody on it in the middle of in a bikini is really helping all the fat people of the world. Woo!
To you, this person got that shot, there was no one there, and then left.
Get 50, seriously?
Could have at least waited till the shops opened. Fucking... Oh dear.
Like, mate, as someone who has been very big before, that is not a comfortable position to be in. You don't want to be in that position. These are people are lying, and if you are one of these people who doesn't get caught up in this, what people are calling the alt-right pipeline, which is, in reality, some people go down the bad path, but most of the people that get caught up in this alt-right pipeline are just, they're not alt-right at all. They just turn into better people. Like, it's getting to a point where what people like really fucking left-leaning, progressive, woke people would consider alt-right is where you want to be. That's how far the political spectrum has changed. It's dramatic. Me running errands.
It is crazy how, like, in America and the UK, wanting to be like a normal man with a normal wife and some normal kids makes you far right. It is fucking hilarious.
So the fat girl just exists. I know all of these have been fat ladies, but there are very few fat men posting these videos. I just like to say that, okay? I'm not just being a prick. This is just reality. Driving to lunch, okay? And she's going to have lunch. She's eating lunch. Why do people do these fucking vlogs? She's had some of her lunch. Now she's having a stop. What the fuck am I watching? Her name's Sass and Cellulite. Fuck off, Sass. Bread. Too much bread. Listen. If you're overweight, this is not medical advice. Just go on a keto diet. It's not hard. How does this get clicks? Has this person got a following? 260,000 followers. Okay, what do you post? There's got to be some... What the heck? How the heck do you start? So you're tired of hating your body, but it's all you've ever known. What to do now? Sass and Cellulite. Change your relationship with your body. This is how I move my body this week. Okay, she's not huge. Let me say that. And look, she's training. That's awesome.
She's
okay,
barely
cool.
overweight,
I'll shut
man.
the fuck
She's
up.
just
Good on you,
slightly
love.
overweight,
That's all. That's great. Good on fucking.
Training, you know what I mean?
I'll
Does
move
exercise.
swiftly on.
Dancing
Well
is
done.
exercise.
Clap, clap. Okay, I'm a size 16, but in my mind, I'm a size 10. Okay, no one cares.
Yeah, no one cares.
At least you're at the gym. Good on you.
I pee on myself 15 times a day.
Why?
What? What? I pee on myself 15 times a day. What world am I in? She's sitting there smiling saying it. I can understand she was saying it like... She's saying it positively.
I guess she's got a giant fucking thing happening.
No, because I don't want the guy to touch my butt and feel a
Hang
diaper.
on. I was going to say something about the diaper, and then she started talking about a guy wanted to touch her.
To touch my butt and feel a diaper.
Jesus, fucking Jesus. I don't even know what to say after that. I'm fucking gobsmacked. Let's move on.
Guys, help me decide who's
good
going to be my
God.
next victim. Strawberry shortcake,
Who's
vanilla,
going to be my next
butter cake.
victim? I'll tell you who's going to be the next
Strawberry
victim.
dulce
All of
de
them.
leche.
And you, probably. The heart attack's coming, babe, unfortunately. It's very sad, but it's coming. And I tell you what, this is another example of people who make content just for people to be angry at them in the comment section. Like, why would you want to live like that? That doesn't seem fun. That doesn't seem enjoyable. What do you get from that? At least when I make a video or whatever, people in the comments are like, oh, I agree with you or I disagree and here's why. If you
That's
just
reasonable.
some big fat lady with fucking metal sticking out of your face.
One of the worst things in the world at the minute is people who will say you're wrong, but they won't explain why. They'll say, like, oh, you're wrong, you're an idiot. They'll insult you, but they can't explain how you're wrong. Like, that is just the most top level of idiocy.
And you walk into a cake shop and go, I'm going to eat all these fucking cakes. And then everyone in the comment section is like, why are you so fat? You eat cakes. What type of life is that? Where is the enjoyment there? This video actually reminds me of the Cheesecake Factory in America. When I was on my honeymoon with my wife, obviously, it was at the Cheesecake Factory. They have all the calories listed on the menu, and that is terrible because you want to get all these nice things, but it says, oh, this pasta's 4,000 calories. You're like, well, I can't have that. Even though I'm on my honeymoon, I can't.
I honestly thought the Cheesecake Factory was like this made-up place from the Big Bang Theory. I didn't realise it was a real place. The same as I didn't think that coffee shop in Friends was a real place. But it's a real coffee shop in New York. You learn things every day, you know? Turns out the Cheesecake Factory is a real cheesecake factory. It's a factory I would like to go and try some cheesecake. It's probably good.
Can't have that. It's fucked up. Don't do it, Cheesecake Factory. Cut it out.
Cheesecake Factory, if you're listening, send me a sample. I'll tell everyone how good it is.
Fat shame.
If it's good.
This is just a friendly reminder that it's not your PCOS, it's not your cortisol, and it's not your carbohydrate intolerance that's preventing you from losing weight. It's your elbow. Every time your elbow bends, your fucking mouth opens. Now, those things absolutely have an impact on the game, but they do not change the rules of the game.
Okay, so this guy's absolutely fucking nailed it. A lot of people use a lot of excuses, particularly ladies. I'm sorry.
What does he mean every time my elbow bends, my mouth opens? What does he mean by that? I'm so confused!
PCOS is one of the biggest excuses that larger women use as to why they can't lose weight. PCOS is almost directly, in most cases, linked to your diet. Your insulin resistance is fucking smashed. You spike in your glycogen levels every 5 seconds. That's why you have PCOS. As for cortisol, I know that's like the flavor of the month right now. Everyone's talking about cortisol. Your cortisol levels just go up and down. It's a stress hormone. Obviously, if you've got a very stressful life, it's probably staying higher more than other people, and that's not a great thing, but also maybe we're putting too much emphasis on cortisol. I don't know why people get in these...
It's like the movie Idiocracy, when they kept saying how they feed the plants energy drink because it's got electrolytes in and it needs electrolytes. Plants like electrolytes, but they don't know what electrolytes are and think giving plants water is a stupid idea. And the same as like telling very overweight people to go for a run is apparently a bad idea. Crazy, huh?
These rhythms of saying the same thing over and over again. Like when it was COVID, it was trust the science, and then it was do the right thing, and then when it was the war, it's free Palestine, everyone's saying that, then it's free Ukraine, everyone's saying that. People just get in these habits of saying the exact same thing over and over again, and at the moment it's all about cortisol. But this lady right here in this video...
Soon enough it'll be electrolytes, just like Idiocracy said. Soon enough it'll be electrolytes. We all need electrolytes.
I imagine she's going to disagree with this guy, so let's hear what she has to say.
I'm so fucking sick of gym bros aggressively telling women that they just need to eat less food and be in a calorie deficit to lose weight.
She's sick.
Nah, it's easier. Just eat whatever the fuck you want and then do a shitload of exercise. But if you're not willing to do a shitload of exercise, only a little bit, which, no offense, most women will just pop to the gym for an hour, once a week. They won't be at the gym every day. They won't be doing 100 press-ups first thing in the morning on the floor. So, if you're only going to do a little bit of exercise, you do require the calorie deficit. But you can require the calorie deficit by doing excessive exercise or by eating less. So if you don't want to eat less, do more exercise. And if you want to eat more, do more fucking push-ups, do more press-ups, do more pull-ups, do more sit-ups, run for longer, walk for longer. It's rather simple. Drink more water as well. It'll help get it out your system quicker. Done. It's simple science, okay? Simple science.
Sick of hearing male PTs and fitness experts gaslighting women into thinking then they're just eating too much or not working hard.
But you can't eat whatever the fuck you want if you do enough exercise. I don't care what any gym doctor says, any fucking dietitian. Don't give a fuck. If you did enough exercise, You can eat whatever the fuck you want, okay? Whatever the fuck you want. It won't be healthy. Eventually it will catch up with you. But you'll not be fat. You will not be fat.
I don't know. Okay, why does his sex matter? Love. That's what I'll ask first. And secondly, calories in, calories out. That's all it comes down to. I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of your...
See, that's not true. That's not true. On the basis of it, it is. The amount of calories in and the amount of calories out dictate your calorie level. But the problem is, that whole equation doesn't take into account the fact that muscles use different levels of calories depending on their state. So if you've got a really unused muscle that's very fatty, you never use it, it's already soaked in calories and fat, it doesn't need any more, and you never use it. So it's not burning any. Whereas if you have like a bodybuilder's arm, where it's fucking muscle the size of my torso, right, and all over it, and it's all healthy, lean muscle, there's no fat on it, it requires a massive amount of calories to keep it in that state, compared to the other arm, which is weak and fatty and shit, okay? So that person who's a bodybuilder is already burning 1,000 more calories every day than a fat person before they even stepped in the gym. Literally, before they even stepped in the gym, they've burnt more calories than the fat person because their body takes more calories to run a healthy body. Okay? It's that simple. It's that simple. So, although the calories in and the calories out matters, it's not just what you eat and what you shit and the exercise you do. That's not it. That's not all of it. But that's what all these gym bros will tell you. That's what all these dietitians will tell you. It's all about what you eat and the exercise. And that's not it. That is not it. The state of your body and mind also matters. So the healthier your body is, the more calories you would need. If you have less fat, your body's going to crave more fat, so you'll need more calories. I know I'm not a doctor, I'm not got a degree in fucking blah blah blah, but trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Because on the surface of it, people just take it as in, it's about the food I eat and what I burn. It's not. It's also about what's being burnt on top of that. Because your body is burning calories without you even doing anything. Thinking, like breathing, like even having a bath burns calories, for fuck's sake. So it's not just the food you eat and the exercise you do. You need to consider the calories your body is burning at all times. So it's quite simple. You need to make your body be in a state where it is burning a shitload of calories every day without you doing anything. Then you don't have to do much exercise. But if you're not in that state, you're going to have to do a shitload to get there. So when I have this argument with dietitians, they think they're right, I think I'm right. But they're wrong, I'm right. It's fine.
Hormones may play a role, okay? But if you don't eat for a couple of days, okay, not suggesting you do that, you will be lighter than you were those days earlier, right? Why? Because you're burning more than you're putting in.
Sounds like Ojo time.
Calories in, calories out.
Telling women that they just need to eat less food and be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. Oh, is it so easy just to eat less food, Chad? Easy for you to say, well, you're sitting there in a deficit eating over 2,000 calories, while women with hormonal imbalances like PCOS that don't matter have to eat 1,000 calories or less just to be in that same deficit.
How do they get those hormonal imbalances? And here's another thing. Their doctors should be addressing those issues, but they're not. If you have hormone issues as a woman, you just go into the doctor and they go, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. That's bullshit, and that should change. But if you can change your diet, if you can sort that out, if you can unfuck the way that your body responds to simple sugars and simple carbohydrates, then perhaps your problems with hormones would go away.
That is literally not enough food to survive. That's why they're not losing weight. It's not because they just lack self-control or aren't working hard enough in the gym.
It depends on your size. That is literally not enough to survive, depending on who you are. If you're a smaller person, you can eat less calories, right? Obviously, someone like me, I'm 6'8", 110 kilos. I eat more calories than my wife. She's like half my size. She's obviously going to...
I didn't know he was 6'8". He's taller than me. You lanky bastard. No, I'm only joking. But I didn't know Isaac Butterfield was taller than me. That's not fair. It's like having bigger boobs than me. That's not fair. Maybe if you get a bad back, one day you'll be as tall as me. But I hope not. I'm not wishing for it. I'm just. I don't like people being taller than me. That's all. Sue me.
Eat less. Like that's just too bad.
He sits like me as well. I sit like that. Fucking. Must be a tall man thing.
All right. If you want to eat more calories, I don't know. Be a man and be bigger and get over it.
These men literally drink a few less beers a week and have abs the next week.
Dudes aren't just having a couple less beers a week and then having abs the next week. Maybe some are, but all those guys got there a very particular way, and they're just dieting hard and exercising hard.
And then get on their high horse.
No, I've never dieted hard in my life. I have never, ever dieted hard in my life. I've always eaten whatever the fuck I want because I walk more than most fucking animals in the world do. So I'm not fat. Like, if you walk 10 miles a day, every day, trust me, you'll not be fat. You can eat whatever the fuck you want.
Horses.
You'll be tired, but you can eat a lot of cake.
And tell women that they're just fat, lazy slobs, but that's the internet for you.
And what I probably should have said earlier, if you have calculated your calorie deficit that you need is 1,000 calories, then you've done it wrong. Unless you're very small, unless you're like 40 kilos, like, come on, mate. There's no way their total daily energy expenditure is 1,000 calories. There's no way.
Here are 5 places that I'm not going to in 2020.
If you're only burning 1,000 calories every day, you are doing fuck all. Absolutely. I could burn 12,000 calories in a day, and you're telling me you can only burn 1,000. Fuck off. That is laziness.
Ooh, where are you not
The
going?
weighing scales.
Okay.
The Diet Island supermarket.
That's a shame.
A Weight Watchers group.
I probably could have guessed that.
High street shops that are not size inclusive.
No one cares.
And exercise classes with fat-phobic instructors.
Why do people think anyone gives a fuck what they think on the internet? Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Isaac. Shut up. Nobody cares what you think.
I wanted to talk about this lady. I want to play you a video of what a lot of people were talking a lot of shit about. And this lady's name is Chloe Holiday. And Chloe Holiday. She is aspiring to be a bodybuilder. Now, here's some of the videos that she's put up. Here she is. This is like a couple of weeks out from her competition. Obviously, she's training very hard.
Good for her.
You know, she's 17 weeks up, 17 weeks out, leg days. She's posting all this type of stuff, and she was about to compete, and people were very, very mean about her. And I tell you what, here she is at the competition, and people were being pretty horrible about her because obviously
Why?
she doesn't look like your regular bodybuilder, but
she's a female. Of course she doesn't look like your regular bodybuilder. And she's not on fucking steroids. Of course she doesn't look like your normal...
pretty horrible about her because obviously she doesn't look like your regular bodybuilder, but she fucking trained so hard. So I want to take this opportunity to really give a shout out to that particular woman because she trained hard.
Well done, woman. Whoever you are, well done. You're setting a good example. Just block out the haters.
Might not have the most incredible body of all time, and who the fuck does? But at least she gave it her all. She fucking, and I hope next time she keeps training, she does better. Maybe it looks a bit ridiculous at a bodybuilding show that you have someone who probably shouldn't be there yet, but at least she's in the gym and she's not saying, "Hey, look at me, I deserve respect and all this type of shit." She's not. She's just pumping fucking iron, and I can
respect that, as can most men.
Behind that, so good on you, Chloe. But maybe give it a couple of years before you enter again. I don't think bodybuilding shows are for people who just started training. All right, that's just not how it works. That's like,
well, you say that, right? You say that, but she clearly, obviously knew she wasn't going to win, right? You're not going to win a bodybuilding competition on your first go. She knew that, so she's gone in thinking, right, I'm not going to win, but I'm going to go and try and figure out what it's like. Get some tips and tricks from the experience, and I'll come back next year better, and eventually I'll be able to compete. It's a learning experience. You don't play your first game of football having 10 years of experience playing football. You walk in as an amateur with no understanding, and you just try your best and you learn. That's how you do it, even in competition. people enter Call of Duty competitions and golf competitions all the time when they're not very good, just because they want to get better. Like, leave her the fuck alone. Like, come on, Isaac. You're better than this. Don't be that guy. Come on. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
Thinking you can fight and then going straight to the UFC. That's not how it works. Stop.
But no, that's not the same, because you could start training as a professional fighter for 6 months and then enter the amateur divisions of you could. you just enter the amateur divisions and then you move up. Come on.
Stop comparing your adult body to your teenage self. Geez, somebody's really grown up. Moving on. Not fat, but not skinny. I don't want to be a dick.
Well, you are a dick, Isaac. Deal with it.
Like, good on you for being at the gym and stuff, but you would be obese.
She is not obese. Fuck off, mate. That is not obese. Fuck off. This is obese. I'm sorry, right? Right, that is obese. Let me get the one. This. Oh, fuck's sake. Fucking YouTube. Obese female. Right? Bosh. That is fucking obese. Right there. That is obese, right? That is fucking obese. And that's her when she lost the weight. So shut the fuck up, Isaac, right? You cannot call that female obese. I'm sorry. There is well, let's do it precisely. There is slightly chubby, overweight, fat as fuck, then obese. Right? You can't call someone chubby obese, and you can't call someone obese chubby, because it's like calling someone who's 6 foot 8 foot. Like saying someone who's 6 foot has dwarfism. Like, no. I'm sorry, she is not obese. No fucking way is that obese.
Like, that's just
being
She's
honest.
At the gym. You are obese.
Like,
I'm sorry, you have a very high body.
She's slightly overweight. That is obese. That's obese. Like, how can you say that is obese?
You are
the same
obese.
as.
I'm sorry.
That is not the same as that. Fucking divvy eyes. Honestly, this is what pisses me off, because he is a bit of a prick sometimes.
Dooley, I'm 21 and 400 pounds, describing in one word. I can let you all do that in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. Okay, intermittent fasting is glorified calorie restriction. Keto is a treatment for epilepsy in children. Pizza tastes better than skinny feels. Creamer in your coffee won't make you fat. You need to shut the fuck up, you weak. This is everything that every man should not want to be. And
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't want to be eating food, claiming that being healthy is a bad thing. Like, as a man, you need to be healthy in the way that you need to be able to defend those you care about, because that's what men do. We defend humans from dangers like wolves, bears, lions, tigers, cancer. So you need to be healthy. Otherwise, you're the first thing that's going to get fucking eaten, and you can't do shit. You can't protect yourself, let alone anyone else. Like, what? This man's never winning a fight. He's never winning a fight. Never.
Men laden with excuses, looking for the easy way out, the path of least resistance, and...
Although that pizza looks awesome. That looks great, look at that.
With excuses, looking for the easy way out, the path...
Look at that pizza. I'd love a slice of pizza like that.
Path of least resistance, and fuck that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I thought I'd do a longer video today and really squeeze in some of the fattier cuts from the last couple of weeks of fat.
Ha ha, so pony, ha ha. Anyway, yeah, Isaac's not always a dick. He is right most of the time, but sometimes he's a right prick, and I don't think he understands. I don't think he realises, because he's out of touch with reality, because he's been infected with American ideology, and he's becoming more right-wing conservative as the days progress, and he's losing his understanding and empathy of other humans, to the point where he has this biased perspective that somehow someone who's slightly overweight is obese. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, fuck you, Isaac. That's not true. Fuck you. That's like me saying you're a shrimp because you're not 7 foot. It's just bullshit, isn't it? You're not. You're 6'8", you're taller than me. To call you a shrimp would be stupid. Anyway, he does make good videos. I don't agree with everyone. That's all, you know. And I'm allowed to call him a dick. If I want to call him a dick, he's a big boy, he can handle it. Anyway, see you later. Bye-bye.